My name is Mason Hansen. I'm from Cope, Colorado. I farm there as well as work for a retail location out of Flagler, Colorado. I have a great relationship with the company, obviously, being a dealer and a grower and working with their products in both sides. It's kind of a unique situation where I get to see the products in very different aspects than just my own farm. I get to see it in different crops that I don't raise and in different soil types that I don't have. The XRN, I don't think you can find a product of an extended release nitrogen product that's easier to handle, easy on the equipment. We spend quite a bit of money on equipment every year, but we don't want it to be rusted away or rotted away. It's a nice thing about the low salt products that they are very close to a neutral pH, so we don't have to worry about them rusting and corroding. This past season we got hit with some rust in the wheat, and it ended up that the application timing for fungicide coincides really nicely with an application of XRN. So we kind of piggybacked those two products together through the plane with pretty good results. Well, we use all three, both 924, 1515, XRN, along with the micronutrients and the humic acids. What we try to do is use these products as kind of a bumper to a good base fertilizer program. If a guy has some issues with some leaching of nitrogen, we like to pick it up with the XRN. So we're kind of trying to tie all of those products in with a good base. We try to tie them all together and make one big program that works really well and doesn't ever short that crop of the nutrients it needs. It's so much easier to handle a 3-gallon to the acre application than it is 50, 60 pounds of dry. Equipment obviously is easier to take care of, smaller, easier to maintain, less overhead, at least on our end. With using the 924 as a pop-up starter, we're seeing the crops get out of the ground just a little bit quicker. We're seeing an obvious color change for the first, up through about the V3 stage, till those roots have a chance to get to what other fertilizer they may have put in 2x2 or may have strip tilled down. It's kind of our jump start to get the roots to get down to the fertilizer, the big fertilizer that we want to pick up. At the end of the year, we are seeing, the majority of the time we see a pretty nice yield bump. I like to position the 1515 in a wheat. Traditionally with wheat, you need both the phos and the nitrogen there to get the plant up, going, get it ready for put itself through winter. Some of the soils in eastern Colorado are high calcareous, white, gopher dirt I like to call it. And in those situations the phosphorus is tied up so quickly that growers obviously see a difference in their field on those hilltops, and we're using the Micromax and the humic acids to help combat those areas. And it's not a one-year fix. It's a kind of a work in progress. We've got some guys that are on their 3rd year and they're starting to see some results and seeing some yield bumps on those hilltop areas. This year at our office we did a wheat test plot where we foliar fed with some XRN and a fungicide at flag leaf. Over our check plot, we gained right at 12 bushel bump. It was pretty surprising to me. I was expecting 4 to 5, but the 12 was a nice surprise. I like to use the XRN on my own fields for the simple fact that I know that it's not going to have any damage. I'm not going to hurt that crop. I'm a firm believer if you ever hurt the crop, then you hurt your yield. So I'm using the XRN as part of my top dress program in the spring as a carrier for my herbicide. And the rust was not an issue come harvest. I had an excellent test weight, great protein, and yields were right there. When I went to work at Flagler, the idea was that we would only sell Kugler specialty products. We feel like they are they're more in tune to the dryland situation than a lot of the other companies that have the low salt products.